the pitch here with Richard Smith. Good morning, Richard.
Morning.
How's it going today?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
8th finish last year. Hoping to do better this year.
Yeah, definitely. Had a good year this year, so want to carry on to this meeting, but just hopefully better luck and a couple of good gates or one good gate and see how it goes in the final.
Good. I know you haven't ridden much on your 500 after a good result in the British Masters. Have you rode much on your 350 this year?
Yeah, I've mainly rode the 350. I've done one 250 meeting and done about 3 500s. Sort of this year it's been mainly on the 350 and it's been going well.
Good. So you're confident for today then?
I'm pretty confident, but there's about 4 or 5 blokes that can go as good as anybody, and it's just getting that bit of luck and start in the final really.
Right, so you're keeping it quiet. All right, thank you very much, Richard Smith.
No problem, thanks.
Right, in the pitch today with the father and son team, not riding together today, but both competitors against each other. Both been out for a practice. What do you think?
I think it's quite slick out there.
Just a bit. Next year, try
Yeah, once it's dried out, it'll be okay though.
So you're both rating your chances for today then?
We'll tell you later on.
I don't know about that. Mixed results this year with the Europeans, sort of holding the final of the Europeans over here. How did you fare for your machinery with the others today?
Should be okay on this track. Yeah, it's not a fast engine track, so hopefully we'll be okay.
Well, best of luck and thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
In the pits with Terry Nicholas and Michael Raymond. Good morning, chaps. How's it going this morning?
Not too bad. The track's a bit small, can't the bends aren't not good enough for us really. Can't get around them.
You like a big track then, I take it?
Yes.
The form's wide open this morning with Hugh Phillips retiring, so as the only Welsh crew left in it, how do you rate your chances?
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. Hopefully.
We've had a good season so far.
So you're confident at the end of the day that we're another Welsh champions?
Well, yeah. So
hopefully, yeah.
close.
Good luck and thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Around the pits here with former champion Leigh Street. Leigh, I see you've been out for practice. How do you fare?
Fell off.
You fell off?
Yeah, simple as that. It's very slick at the moment. Can't get the bike set up.
It's not your style of riding then?
Oh, no, the track looks fine. It's just a little bit wet at the moment, and hopefully the track will come to me a little bit.
So how are you faring with the coming back from Australia and jumping straight back in the saddle?
Bit of a struggle, really. I had a year doing nothing, so to come back, get back and doing the bikes all week and then riding them. I enjoy it, but much rather be down the beach, so yeah.
Well, good luck for your chances today.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Denham, Lewis, been out for practice. What do you think of it?
First of all, it was really slick. I found that the inside was probably the grippiest way around. Really deep on the outside now. I don't know whether that'll change for the racing.
4th finish last year. How do you fare with the new format? Straight final, whoever wins, wins.
It can work if you're behind on the points and going last in the final, but if you're winning all the way through, obviously, and don't win the final, it's a bit of a bummer.
So you're looking forward to getting on the podium at the end of the day?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Thank you very much. The pitch with reigning 350 champion Paul Cooper. Paul, you've been out for practice. What do you think so far?
It's looking pretty good. It's a little bit wet and a bit slick, but I think it's going to hold up well today. There's going to be some good close racing because it's not a big track, so no one's going to get away too far. So we're going to be mixing it pretty good with the boys all the way around. I think it's going to be a good day.
Happy with the new format? Whoever wins for the final?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it makes good racing when you have the points all the way through, so you've got to win every heat, but I prefer the straight final format, so yeah, as long as I have a good day and a good final, I'll be happy.
Good. Thank you very much.
No worries.
In the pits with Jason Handley. Jason, been out for practice. What do you think so far?
Yeah, I think it's a really good track. It's a bit slippy to start with, but top's coming off now and it's getting grippy. Should be good racing today.
Coming off a 3rd finish last year.
Yeah, that's right. I struggled last year. My bike wouldn't go all right, and we'll actually have the same bike today, so hopefully it'll go a bit better.
You've had some good fortunes on the 500 this year. Do you think you can comparison over to the 350?
Well, hopefully, but it's all in the final, but I'll be flat out anyway.
Thanks, Jason.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you.
In the pits with reigning 250 champion Adam Shipp. Adam, had a fairly good year so far. Confident today?
Pretty good, yeah. It's not my best track, but it's looking good today, so hopefully, yeah, definitely.
A lot of riders have been saying it's very slick out there. Have you made enough changes?
I found it all right, actually, so I was hoping it was going to stay how it was, so we'll have to see.
So at the end of the day, we expect to see you on the top 3?
I reckon the top 3 definitely, yeah.
Good. Thank you very much.
Okay, cheers.
In the pits with reigning 500cc sidecar champion, Lester Goodwin and Scott Dunn. Lester, you've been out for practice. Think you can make it 7 in a row today?
Yeah, we're up for it, mate. Yeah, we're going to have a go. Track's good, actually. I know it's in a small track, but yeah, it's good. It's hard. The whole field's hard, but yeah, it's going to be good.
Scott, I understand you've won one championship with Leicester already, but that was a long time ago. Confident about today?
I'm confident today, yeah. I won my previous title with Raz Palmer in 93, I think it was, so going back a while now.
Good, so we're going to see you boys on the podium again today?
Yeah, we're up for it. We're going to have a go.
Good, thank you.
And riders come to the line with a little more late practice than that. Race 1 comes to the line. It's the 250cc solos for the National Championships 2004 on. Here they come. Off the line and down the first straight, and 64 Chris Knowles and 5 David Knowles and Craig Wallace get down to the first turn first. David Knowles stamps his authority on this one as he pulls clear out of that first turn. He's on his way down that straight and into the paddock turn already. Streets ahead of the rest of them. Throttle wide open then. 64, David Knowles. From 23, Richard Lively. Haven't seen him down in this neck of the woods for a good many years. Richard Lively there in second place at the moment. David Knowles leads it by the proverbial mile. I'm sure that Adam Shipp is watching. Round they come at half distance. It's David Knowles from Richard Lively. From Mark Evans, Leigh Bartlett, Kevin Taylor and Natasha Bartlett. Round comes David Knowles. The last lap flag is all as he looks over his shoulder. He can see he's got a good lead on and he eases up. He's saving the motor. He's not going to risk anything getting broken or damaged. He's cruising round there in first place. Richard Lively holding on to second. Mark Evans in third, then Leigh Bartlett, then Kevin Taylor, and then Natasha Bartlett bringing up the rear at the moment in this, the British Championships for the 250s. In perfect conditions here at Collier Street. Just damp enough to keep the dust down, not wet enough to make it slippery. The checkered flag goes for David Knowles as he cruises home. Richard Lively comes home in second, followed by Mark Evans. Then Leigh Bartlett. Number 64. David Knowles, he opens his account with maximum points. In second place, number 23, Richard Lively. Third place, number 151, Mark Evans. Fourth place, number 65, Leigh Bartlett. Fifth place, number 126, Kevin Taylor. Sixth place, number 3, Natasha Bartlett. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 25.74 seconds. 1 minute 25.74 seconds, equating to 51.05 miles per hour. From the top, 64, 23, 181, 65, 126, 3. Race 2 on the line, understarted orders, and here they come. Down the first straight they go then. Leigh Street is just almost the first one past the commentary box. He goes to that tight inside line. Chris Still goes round the outside, a faster line and gets in front, but Leigh Street fights back and Leigh Street takes it down the back straight, but Chris Still in second place. Paul Simmons in third, trying to get past Chris Still. Level pegging between those two, and the fourth place man is right in there's Colin Howe. So it's Leigh Street that leads then, from Paul Simmons in second. Then Chris Still, then Colin Howe. Colin Howe gets a big wide spurt on round that corner and comes up alongside Paul Simmons, and they both go past Chris Still as Chris Still falters up that straight. Leigh Street holding on to a slender advantage. He's not really pulling away as he comes around, be interested to get his time. It's Leigh Street from Paul Simmons. Colin Howe goes in on Paul Simmons. Chris Still is down for fourth place and fighting madly to try and take that third from Paul Simmons. As they come round the pitch turn, those front four are all very close together. It could be anybody's race even at this stage. As they come down for the last lap flag, it's Leigh Street that leads it. Colin Howe in second place, then Paul Simmons, then Chris Still, then Daniel Slater, Kevin Bull and Matthew Classen. And Paul May bringing up the rear. The checkered flag is made ready. Colin Howe going to challenge. Has gone very wide. He's out in the loose and he's lost all that he gained out of that one. He'll be sorry he did that. Leigh Street takes the win. Paul Simmons takes second. Then Chris Still, Colin Howe, Daniel Slater, Kevin Bull, Matthew Classen and Paul May. Race 2 250cc solos and a cracking win there for number 75, Leigh Street. He goes on to maximum points. In second place, it was number 31. After a long struggle and a long fight, it was Paul Simmons. In third place, number 82, Chris Still. In fourth place, number 34, Colin Howe. In fifth place, number 8, Daniel Slater. Sixth place, number 198, Kevin Bull. Seventh place, number 196, Matthew Klassen. And in eighth place, number 12, Paul May. The winner's time was 1 minute and 29 seconds precisely, giving 49.18 miles per hour. Third place, number 82, Chris Still. Fourth place, number 34, Colin Howe. Fifth place, number 8, Daniel Slater. Sixth place, number 198, Kevin Bull. Seventh place, number 196, Matthew Klassen. And in eighth place, number 12, Paul May. The winner's time was 1 minute and 29 seconds precisely, 49.18 miles per hour. Race 3 is underway, and down the straight they go. Adam Shipp it is that gets down to the first turn first, hugging those inside pegs as he goes. Round they come then. It is the British champion, the defending champion. It's 16. It's Adam Shipp that goes for it. From 62, Stevie Syrett in second place. Then Leigh Pitman. And Adam Shipp is streets ahead of these, making his presence felt here. Twice in a row he has been British champion. This afternoon could be the hat-trick, and he's looking every bit the champion in this one. From Stevie Syrett in second. Down the back straight they go then. And Adam Shipp is well clear of the rest of the field as he takes the last lap flag from Stevie Syrett, from Gary Wells, from Leigh Pitman, from Steve Leigh, and Mark Collins, Tim Mount on the BSA, and Chris Archer bringing up the rear. Round the last turn for the last time then, the checkered flag goes, and a cracking win for number 16, Adam Shipp, after the hat-trick this afternoon. Number 62 then, in second place is Stevie Syrett, then Gary Wells, then Steve Leigh, Leigh Pitman, Mark Collins, Tim Mount, and Chris Archer. Official result then of race 3, concluding the first leg of 250cc heats, was a win for number 16, the defending champion, Adam Shipp, in top form this afternoon. In second place was number 62, Stevie Syrett. Third place, number 70, Gary Wells. Fourth place was number 93, Steve Leigh. Fifth place was number 201, Leigh Pitman. Sixth place was 305, Mark Collins. Seventh place was number 17, Tim Mount. And in eighth place, number 14, Chris Archer. The winner's time was 1 minute 24.45 seconds. 1 minute 24.45 seconds, giving 51.87 miles per hour. 51.83 miles per hour. Well, do give the grasser a look in this afternoon. Just say, you know, do this one and mess around the line. As most of you know, Matt Reed, 500cc solo Grasstrack and speedway rider, is in intensive care in hospital in Bordeaux, France, with life-threatening injuries sustained riding in a Grasstrack at Morizez. Among other injuries, he has 3 broken vertebrae in his neck and 4 broken vertebrae in his back, plus other serious injuries. This popular young man faces a massive uphill struggle, which will last many months. Kevin Still and Paul Hurry are fundraising for Matt with the help of Grasser. Paul has donated the Grand Slam Winners' Trophy and race bib for auction, with all proceeds going to Matt. The auction will finish at 4 p.m. today. It said here at the present the last bid was 350 quid, but I think that went up to 400. But certainly it's over £350 for the Grand Slam Trophy. Collection bottle and get well card are on the Grasser stall. If you want to sign the card and you want to put some money in the bin, please do so. Proceeds from today's bouncy castle will also go to Matt Reed. Please give generously. Grasser are open, and we're hoping to get a good bid on that trophy. On the line then for the 1000cc sidecars there. First race of the afternoon, and away they go. Cracking start for Tony Penfold, but Graham Hilton's got the better of it down outside. Graham Hilton in his retirement season, and he wants to go out as British champion, and he's looking mean and lean this afternoon as he goes down that back straight with Colin Clark in the chair. Tony Penfold in second, and our Welsh friend Terry Nicholas in third, and Martin Cuff powering round there as well. But Graham Hilton is pulling away from the rest of them. He really means business this afternoon in his last season. This is his last chance at this British title, a title that has eluded him for years, and the Welshman is out. And we've got somebody over up here as well. And the race is being stopped. Looks like Chris Downs that's upended it. Graham Hilton looking a little bit dejected that just when I had that one in the bag they've stopped it. All back to the line to do it again. 17 youth riders. Right-hand sidecars include the British Masters champion Paul Whiteman, also Trevor Colvin, also Mike Day, John Stafford, and loads more. But back with this one though, race 4. The left-hand sidecars going for the National Championships this afternoon, and this time Tony Penfold makes a cracking start. Graham Hilton gets down to the first turn in second place, with all the work to do now. As Char goes a little wide, Graham Hilton aims to the inside. He didn't get there that time. Here they come down the back straight then. Tony Penfold leading from Graham Hilton in second place, and Martin Cuff in third. So the Yamaha leads the two V-twins. Graham Hilton sees a gap on the inside. He goes for it. He's through there. It's Graham Hilton and Colin Clark, the Mason Ace, leading the British Championship title race here at Collier Street. Graham Hilton is well away with Colin Clark in the chair there. Tony Penfold in second place with Carl Bell, and then Martin Cuff and Robin Gear in third place. And they've all gone wide, they've all got in the Lewis, and that was lucky for Graham because he was the first one out there, but he's holding on to that lead. It's Graham Hilton and Colin Clark from Tony Penfold. And Carl Bell with Martin Cuff and Robin Gear in third, then Paul Grayson and Chris Berwick, and then at the back, problems for Martin Cuff and Robin Gear as a hand goes up in the air there, and the Welshman moves himself up into third. The last lap flag comes out, and Graham Hilton, Colin Clark take that last lap flag. One more lap for victory. Tony Penfold in second, Terry Nicholas in third, and then number 8, Paul Grayson in fourth. Martin Cuff cruising round to the back. I'm not sure what the problem is. It's obviously it's still running, but they're going to do one more lap if they can to become a finisher. Graham Hilton, Colin Clark take the win on the Gayden V-twin, built locally at East Malling. Tony Penfold comes second, Terry Nicholas in third, Paul Grayson in fourth. Official result in a moment. As Martin Cuff makes his way back to the pits there with mechanical problems, the 350s are lining up. The result of race 4 was a win for 151, Graham Hilton and Colin Clark. Second place, number 25, Tony Penfold and Carl Bell. Third place, number 142, Terry Nicholas and Michael Raymond. Fourth place, number 8, Paul Grayson and Chris Berwick. And in fifth place, number 128, Martin Cuff and Robin Gear. No fixed finish, and the winner's time will be 34.70. Here come the 350cc solos. Steve Higgins goes down to the first turn. Richard Smith squeezes through on the front line, and Jason Handley goes after Richard Smith. It is Richard Smith down the back straight. Jason Handley getting a little bit straighter, better grip there as they go into the corner. It's sideways action, and Richard Smith overcrosses it up, and he leaves the gap, and through goes Jason Handley. Jason Handley then leads Richard Smith from Barry Powell in third place. Then Tony Davey. And it's all happening here at Collier Street as the sun starts to shine. Round they come then. 95, Jason Handley. 33, Richard Smith. Barry Powell, Tony Davey, Craig Smith. Gareth Thomas. Steve Higgins bringing up the rear there. Nicely spread out at the moment. Jason Handley seems to have it comfortably all his own way on the last lap flag from Richard Smith in second. From Barry Powell in third, then Tony Davey, Craig Smith, Clayton Chubb, Gareth Thomas and Steve Higgins. There's the checkered flag, there's 95, Jason Handley taking the win. Second place to Richard Smith, Barry Powell. Followed home by Tony Davey, Craig Smith, Clayton Chubb and Gareth Thomas. Bringing up the rear, Steve Higgins. Tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the winning time and speed of race 4. The running time and speed of race 4 were 1 minute 34.70 seconds, 46.22 miles per hour. That's 1 minute 34.7, 46.22. Race 5, the 350cc solos. Their championship starts with Ernest and a win for number 95, Jason Handley. Second place, number 33, Richard Smith. Third place, number 82, Barry Powell. Fourth place, number 3, Tony Davey. Fifth place, can't read my own writing, 2, Craig Smith. Sixth place, number 35, Clayton Chubb. Seventh place, 186, Gareth Thomas. Eighth place, number 6, Steve Higgins. Winner's time, 1 minute 19.39 seconds, 55.14 miles per hour. Here they come, race 6. Down the straight they go. Matt Etherington gets a good start, so does Bob Dolman. Bob Dolman goes into the lead. Number 116, Leigh Gayden, comes from the outside. It's Leigh Gayden that wins the lead at the moment. David Mears makes it up into second. Bob Dolman is there in third. Then Matt Etherington. Then Terry Massingham, our lady rider, holding on to fifth place at the moment. Here they come then. 116, Leigh Gayden leading it from Dave Mears, from Bob Dolman, from Matt Etherington, from Terry Massingham. Then Richard Ashworth. John Shanes. Round they come then. Leigh Gayden holding on to a good advantage ahead of Dave Mears at the moment. And Leigh Gayden drops it. Leigh Gayden goes down all on his own. No help from anybody, so Dave Mears picks it up. The local man from Canterbury in Kent is leading this race. Race 6 in your programme, the 350cc British Championships. And here they come. The last lap flag is out. It's 139 Dave Mears. From 16, Bob Dolman. From Matt Etherington, Terry Massingham, Richard Ashworth, John Shanes and Jack Meredith bringing up the rear. Well, what bad luck for Leigh Gayden. They're going so well. Checkered flag, a win for Dave Mears. Second place, Bob Dolman. Third, Matt Etherington. Followed home by Terry Massingham, Richard Ashworth, John Shanes and Jack Meredith. Official result in a moment. Race 6 in your programme, a win for number 139, Dave Mears. Second place to number 16, Bob Dolman. Third place to number 5, Matt Etherington. Fourth place, 213, Terry Massingham. Fifth place, 58, Richard Ashworth. Sixth place, 193, John Shanes. Seventh place, number 46, Jack Meredith. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 24.70 seconds, 1 minute 24.70, giving an average speed of 51.68 miles per hour. 51.68 miles per hour from the top. 139, 16, 5, 213, 58, 193, 46. 1 minute 24.70 seconds, 51.68 miles per hour. And we go on to race 7 then. Watch Lewis Denham go in this one. Watch Marcus Taylor. The Taylor brothers are there. It's 4-4. Here they come off the line. Who's it going to be? What's going to happen? Down the straight they go. And it is 22 it leads into the first turn. That's Paul Cooper. Paul Cooper, I believe, the defending champion this afternoon. And he's got his act together. And he's out in front. And he's defending marvellously. Look at Lewis Denham chasing hard in second place. He means to take it too, you know. So it's Paul Cooper, it's Lewis Denham and the Taylor brothers right there side by side, showing no love is lost in that camp. Chris May, unfamiliarly at the back there. Round they come then, it is Paul Cooper. From Lewis Denham, the Taylor brothers right there side by side, then Chris Ward. Andrew Mellish, Andy Gombe and Chris Pye. 22, right at the woodtop number. On the last lap flag, it's Paul Cooper that leads from Lewis Denham in second. Then Marv Taylor with Neil Taylor right there. Look, they're going to come across here for a dead heat in a minute, I think. Watch them, they come round the last turn then. It's Paul Cooper all the way. He's got it going forwards. He's taken the checkered flag. It's Lewis Denham in second. Look at the Taylor brothers fighting to the finish here. 173 from 170. Neil wins, or Neil comes third, Mark in fourth place. Then Chris Ward, Andy Mellish, Andy Gom and Chris Pay. A fine win for number 22, Paul Cooper. Second place, number 81, Lewis Denham. Third place, number 173, Neil Taylor. And in fourth place, number 170, Mark Taylor. In fifth place, 61, Chris Ward. And in sixth place, number 17, Andy Mellish. Seventh place, 261, Andy Gom. Eighth place, number 59, Chris Pay. The winner's time was 1 minute 18.06 seconds, an average speed of 56.07 miles per hour. From the top, 22, 81, 173, 170, 61, 17, 261, 59. 1 minute 18.06 seconds, 56.07 miles per hour. Over the page, and it's the big one this afternoon for the 500cc sidecars, 500cc sidecars, and 18 of the best here this afternoon. Just saw a couple of them getting a late practice in there. One of them was Pete Mangrum. I must admit I was too busy reading the programme to see who the other one was. One was 83, Pete Mangrum. He goes in race 10. This is race 8. We look for Clive Willis and Richard Webb, Lester Goodwin and Scott Dunn. I'm losing count. I think 6 British titles so far. Could this be the 7th one? For Lester Goodwin with another new passenger, Scott Dunn. Also in this one, Simon Beard, Supple, Sean Hart, Danny Hogg, Barry Bennett, Steve Ashby and Tony James Benderfield. So the 500cc sidecars come to the line to do battle. They're settling in, the starters are not yet happy. Oh, somebody's tipped it over on the start, but 5 other outfits scorch into the first turn together. I think that's 33, no can't be, we didn't have a 33 in this race, so I can't see that is. Scott made it. Round they come then, a process of elimination as these kind of cars come round. Look at them getting close together coming round this turn. 72 leads it. Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg from Barry Bennett in second place and Lester Goodwin, the defending champion, is down there in third at the moment. Not opening his account quite as well perhaps as he might like to, but there's a few laps to go in this race yet. Barry Bennett crosses up in front of Lester Goodwin and Lester Goodwin makes up a few yards. Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg though, they're right on the front line and going for it. And I bet Raz Palmer is really excited in the pits. Round they come then. Sean Harvey, Danny Hogg lead, Barry Bennett again gets into trouble. Lester Goodwin sitting at a safe distance. Down the straight they come. 72 then, on the last lap flag. Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg from Barry Bennett in second place, and look at Lester Goodwin getting in there, and number 4, Simon Beard and Stuart Supple trying the outside line round the pair of them. Sorry, number 4's at the back, so perhaps that was number 1. Round they come then, the checkered flag is out this time, and it's a win for Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg. Second place to Barry Bennett and Steve Tong, then Lester Goodwin and Scott Dunn, and then it is number 1, Clive Willis and Richard Webb, and bringing up the rear is 4, Simon Beard and Stuart Supple. Race 8, 500cc sidecars, a win for number 72, Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg. Second place to number 7, Barry Bennett and Steve Ashby. Third place to number 3, Lester Goodwin and Scott Dunn. Fourth place to number 1, Clive Willis and Richard Webb. Fifth place, number 4, Simon Beard and Stuart Supple. No sixth finisher, that would have been Tony Cook. It upsets on the start line. The winner's time was 1 minute 26.05 seconds, an average speed of 50.87 miles per hour. From the top, 72, 7, 3, 1, 4, 1 minute 26.05 seconds, 50.87 miles per hour. Race 9, we look for 15, Dave Higgins and Clive Whitestone. 69, Scott Francis and Paul Fisher. 24, Tim Phillips and Steve James. 33, Rob Wright and Sean Chick. 41, Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes. Number 49, Brian Canning is a non-starter. And his place being taken by 77, Joe Dart. We feel sorry for Brian Canning this afternoon, who made all the effort to get here and his passengers failed to show, and that's the end of his British title hopes for this year. Joe Dart comes in as reserve. That's all. Good problems for Joe Dart that goes off that line there. Problems for Joe Dart, Mick Prowse. Let's hope they can sort out. Perhaps they've got a clutch problem, or not sure what it is, but they... Well, problems then for Joe Dart. I don't know if we've got another reserve to take his place. Clark, of course, looking at his watch. You only have 2 minutes in which to get it running from the time you're called to start as orders. So, time ticking there for Joe Dart and Mick Prowse. So Joe Dart having another go at coming to line. For race 9, replacing 49, Brian Canning and Steve George. Come to the line. Starters happy. Under starters orders. Away they go. A cracking start for number 69 as he comes down from the outside of the grid. It is Scott Francis and Paul Fisher to get down to the first turn first. Second, third and fourth are very close together, and the man from third has gone up into second place. I think that's Dave Higgins, but might have to get myself some glasses. Round they come. It is 69, Scott Francis and Paul Fisher that lead from 11 in second place. Haven't got an 11. A bit lost on that number, actually. And he's gone through into the lead now. That's rather makes a mockery of my commentary capabilities, doesn't it? But I don't know who he is. Is that not 11? Number 11 leads. Number 11 is Keith Drury. I thought it was, and Reinhard Schubert. They are reserves. They come in place of Dave Higgins. So that's 11. I must amend my programme, and now we're away. It is 11. Keith Drury then. He'll love to get his hands on this British title, and he's on his way to it at the moment with a maximum score in this ride. Keith Drury leads down the back straight and into the paddock turn. The checkered flag comes out. It is number 11, Keith Drury, and Reinhard Schubert that win that race from 69. Scott Francis and Paul Fisher. From 41, Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes. Number 77, Joe Dart, bringing up the rear in that one. Race 9 then. Race 9, Clark of the course decision to put number 11 back one place. Not quite sure what for, but never mind. First was number 69, Scott Francis and Paul Fisher. Second place, number 11. And that was Keith Drury and Reinhard Schubert. Third place to 41, Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes. Fourth place to 33, Rob Wright and Sean Chick. Fifth place, number 24, Tim Phillips and Steve James. And in sixth place, number 77, Joe Dart and Mick Prowse. The winner's time was 1 minute 30.38 seconds, a speed of 48.43 miles per hour. 48.43 miles per hour. That's 69.11. 41, 33, 24, 77. 1 minute 30.38 seconds, 48.43 miles per hour. Race 10, we have Wayne Reid and Clive Preston, Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe, Pete Langram and Wayne Colborn, Paul Moorcock, Jan Cook, Keith Richards, Terry Greenwood, Ernie Crouch and Paul Rayson. 6 outfits do battle. I think we've got a reserve now. I didn't see Mad Ern. And Mad Ern's passenger hadn't shown at the end of practice. They said they've got until race 8. They could still have a practice if he got here, but it looks like his passenger has not made it. And the Reids are 1 and 2 at the moment. Mike Reid on the outside, Wayne Reid on the inside. The Reids are sharing this one. As they power down the back straight. Tight lines as they come round that turn. It's Wayne Reid leading from Mike Reid. That's the son in front of the father at the moment. Then it's number 2, Nick Radley, who is the additional runner, the reserve who has come in. He's in 3rd place at the moment. Scorching down that back straight. Then it's Keith Richards, Paul Moorcock. Pete Landrum bringing up the rear. Last lap flag then for Wayne Reid and Clive Preston, from Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe. Then Nick Radley, and another. Then Keith Richards. Pete Landrum bringing up the rear. Paul Moorcock there in 5th place. Round they come, the checkered flag is out, and 56, Wayne Reid stamps his authority on that one. From 57, Mike Reid in 2nd place. From Nick Radley. From 143, Keith Richards. 123, Paul Moorcock. And 83, Pete Landrum. Race 10, in 1st place, number 56, Wayne Reid and Clive Preston. 2nd place, number 57, Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe. 3rd place to number 2, additional rider Nick Radley and another. 4th place to number 143, Keith Richards and Terry Greenwood. 5th place, number 123, Paul Moorcock and Jan Cook. And in 6th place, 83, Pete Langram and Wayne Colborn. The winner's time was 1 minute 26.45 seconds, 50.63 miles per hour. In 1st place, number 56, Wayne Reid and Clive Preston. 2nd place, number 57, Mike Reid and Mark Thorpe. 3rd place to number 2, additional rider Nick Radley and another. 4th place to number 143, Keith Richards and Terry Greenwood. 5th place, number 123, Paul Moorcock and Jan Cook. And in 6th place, 83, Pete Langram and Wayne Colborn. The winner's time was 1 minute 26.45 seconds, 50.63 miles per hour. Well, I was warned by the clerk of the course they're going to rattle them out this afternoon, but I didn't think they'd rattle them out quite as quick as this. The 250cc solos, race 11 is underway. David Knowles is in 2nd place at the moment and challenging for the lead, and he goes round the outside. He's winding up the throttle. He thinks it here this afternoon. He had a win in his 1st ride, and Colin Howe is the man that he's deposed into 2nd. Colin Howe going for it in 2nd place then. Then Richard Lively, Chris Still. All happening here at Collier Street. Lovely to see Chris Still on that 250. He's campaigned the 350 all year, but scored enough points in last year's grading to get into the British final this afternoon. And he's doing well. David Knowles is doing better. David Knowles leads this one. From Colin Howe, from Chris Still, Richard Lively, Kevin Bull, Natasha Bartlett, Kevin Taylor, and Paul May. Scorching round the outside there and really making it look easy at the moment. 64, David Knowles with just 1 lap to go. From Colin Howe in 2nd place, from 82, Chris Still in 3rd, then Richard Lively, Kevin Bull, Natasha Bartlett, Kevin Taylor and Paul May. Into the last turn for the last time. I'd like to compare times, but I don't get the time to do it. There goes the checkered flag, and David Knowles has 2 rides and 2 wins in the British Championship so far this afternoon. Colin Howe comes home with a good 2nd place. Chris Still an impressive 3rd. Richard Lively in 4th. Kevin Bull in 5th. Natasha Bartlett and then Kevin Taylor. And Paul May bringing up the rear. Race 11, the 250cc solos, and in 1st place it was number 64, David Knowles. 2nd place, number 34, Colin Howe. 3rd place, number 82, Chris Still. 4th place, number 23, Richard Lively. 5th place, number 198, Kevin Bull. 6th place, number 3, Natasha Bartlett. 7th place, number 126, Kevin Taylor. 8th place, number 12, Paul May. The winner's time is 1 minute 25.27 seconds with an average speed of 51.33 miles per hour, and here they come again. Number 70, Gary Wells gets down to the first turn first. Leigh Pitman is in there in 2nd place at the moment, and it's hot stuff as Leigh Bartlett tries to go round the outside. Round that pit's turn then. Gary Wells it is that leads. Leigh place. Leigh Bartlett. In 181, Mark Evans. Then Chris Archer. And Craig Wallace bringing up the rear. Going a little bit on the wide side, Gary Wells opens the door for Leigh Pitman. Leigh Pitman makes up a few yards, but it's not quite enough to get there. 2 more laps to go. Gary Wells leads, Leigh Pitman in 2nd, then Leigh Bartlett. Mark Evans, Chris Archer and Craig Wallace. Oh, they're making it easy for me in here this afternoon, this race, aren't they? Won't be like this all day, I can assure you. There goes the last lap flag for Gary Wells from Leigh Pitman. Valuable points being scored here. 65, Leigh Bartlett is in 3rd. Then Mark Evans, Chris Archer, Craig Wallace. The checkered flag comes out and number 70, Gary Wells, takes the win. He'll be happy with that one from 201, Leigh Pitman. Big battle to the end here, just going to Leigh Bartlett, ahead of Mark Evans from Chris Archer. And Craig Wallace bringing up the rear. Race 12, 250 is a win for number 70. Gary Wells. 2nd place, number 201, Leigh Pitman. 3rd place, number 65, Leigh Bartlett. 4th place, number 181, Mark Evans. 5th place, number 14, Chris Archer. 6th place, number 5, Craig Wallace. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 26.84 seconds, an average speed of 50.40 miles per hour. From the top, 70, 201, 65, 181, 14, 5. 1 minute 26.84 seconds, 50.40 miles per hour. And here they come again, race 13. Down the straight they come. Adam Shipp wheelies out of that start gate, and down into the first turn he goes, and right there with him is Leigh Street. Leigh Street forced to take a wider line, and that's not like him. He likes to have his foot on the inside pegs. Look at Stevie Syrett going for it in 2nd place now, just ahead of Leigh Street. Leigh Street spreading that bottle hard and trying to catch up with Adam Shipp, but Adam Shipp's got it all his own way at the moment. Adam Shipp is leading. Stevie Syrett is going to try and go through on the inside. Leigh Street there fighting for that 2nd place ahead of Stevie Syrett. Stevie Syrett takes it back again. Steve Leigh is in 4th. This is hot stuff here at Collier Street, but the British champion, the defending champion, is out in front. It is 16, Adam Shipp. This is where they would like to have taken one off of him if they could. Stevie Syrett in 2nd, Leigh Street in 3rd. Steve Leigh in 4th. Steve Leigh goes out to 3rd ahead of Leigh Street. Leigh Street fights back. Interesting stuff here in the 250 class. A very hotly contested class, I can tell you. And there is the last lap flag for Adam Shipp. And there's Steve Leigh, and there's Steve Syrett, and then Leigh Street, and then Paul Simmons, Daniel Slater, Mark Collins, Matthew Klassen. Great to see one or two of the 250 riders we don't normally see in this centre. There's Adam Shipp. He's got 2 rides and 2 wins to his credit. Steve Leigh, an impressive 2nd place there. Then Steve Syrett. Leigh Street will not be so happy with that 4th. He's got a lot of work to do now. Then it is Paul Simmons, Daniel Slater. Well, the time is a warning. Race 13, a win for number 16, Adam Shipp. In 2nd place it was number 93, Steve Leigh. In 3rd place, number 62, Steve Syrett. 4th place, number 75, Leigh Street. 5th place, number 31, Paul Simmons. 6th place, number 8, Daniel Slater. 7th place, number 305, Mark Collins. And in 8th place, number 196, Matthew Klassen. The winner's time was 1 minute 24.44 seconds, giving an average speed of 51.84 miles per hour. So Leigh Street setting the fastest, Adam Shipp setting the fastest time of those 3 races. That's the warning shot to the other riders. He's still keen. Race 13 was 16, 93, 62, 75, 31, 8, 305, 196, 1 minute 24.44, 51.84 miles per hour. These are the big 1000cc sidecars. Look for Paul Grace and Chris Berwick, Tony Penfold, Carl Bell, Michael Downs, Jim Manklow, Billy Penfold, Matt Bygrave, Robin Gear and Terry Nicholas, Michael Raymond. Martin Cuff and Terry Nicholas who want to score quite heavily in this one, as not scoring too heavily previously, but Tony Penfold goes into the first turn first. Tony Penfold and Carl Bell lead on the first corner from Martin Cuff and Robin Gear in second place. And down the straight they go, and it still is Tony Penfold that leads from Martin Cuff. Martin Cuff really getting into the groove now. And Terry Nicholas, the defending British champion, is in third place at the moment. He didn't score too hard in his first race, and he'd like to score a few more points here. But up the straight they go then, 25, Tony Penfold and Carl Bell lead, and look at the battle for second place as Martin Cuff just holds on to that slender advantage. Terry Nicholas comes again on the inside. It's Tony Penfold that leads, and the Welshman just gets his front wheel into second place. Martin Cuff is in there. Martin Cuff is trying to go back on the inside of the Welshman. They're blocking the door, they're closing the door off, and down the straight they go. Tony Penfold gained a lot of yards there as the second and third places fought for their own positions. Round they come then, the last lap flag is out. It's 25, Tony Penfold and Carl Bell that are going for it here this afternoon, with Terry Nicholas and Michael Raymond in second, then Martin Cuff and Robin Gear, then Paul Grace and Chris Berwick, then 1, 2, 3, Billy Penfold, Matt Bygraves. Round the last turn then for the last time. Tony Penfold takes that checkered flag and screws the win. Ahead of Terry Nicholas, Michael Raymond, Martin Cuff, Robin Gear, Paul Grace and Chris Berwick, Billy Penfold, Matt Bygrave, and at 1, 1, 3, Michael Downs, Jim Manklow, bringing up the rear. Race 14, the 1000cc sidecars, a win for number 25, Tony Penfold and Carl Bell. Second place to number 142, Terry Nicholas and Michael Raymond. Third place to number 128, Martin Cuff and Robin Gear. Fourth place to number 8, Paul Grayson and Chris Berwick. Fifth place, number 123, Billy Penfold, Matt Bygrave. Sixth place, number 113, Michael Downs, Jim Manklow. The winner's time was 1 minute 32.11 seconds, an average speed of 47.52 miles per hour. From the top, 25, 142, 128, 8, 123 and 113. 1 minute 32.11, 47.52. These are the 350 solos going for the British Championship this afternoon. Bob Dolman leads down to the first turn. Bob Dolman gets there first, with Barry Powell in second place as they went into that turn, and Barry Powell picks it up as he comes out of that corner. And look at Richard Smith coming on strong up past Bob Dolman into second place. Bob Dolman bites back in third. Barry Powell leads it. Barry Powell leads and slides a little wide, and Richard Smith is right there waiting for an advantage point, and through goes Richard Smith. Barry Powell winds it up around the outside. Who's he going to be out of that turn? Barry Powell gets it, and Richard Smith scorches up alongside. Into the pits turn they go side by side, and it really is hot stuff here this afternoon, and Richard Smith goes through on the inside. Barry Powell goes down to second. Bob Dolman's holding on to third. Dave Mears is down in fourth. Barry Powell hasn't given up though. He's chasing after Richard Smith. He wants that first place back, and he means it, and Richard Smith means to keep it as they come down into the pits turn. 43, Richard Smith is all going for it this afternoon on the last lap flag from Barry Powell, from Bob Dolman, from Dave Mears. Dave Mears trying to take that third place from Bob Dolman. Then it's Craig Smith, then it's Terry Massingham, Richard Ashworth and Steve Higgins. Into the last turn for the last time for this one. Valuable points going here to Richard Smith, and he can just hold on to it, and it is Richard Smith that takes it from Barry Powell in second place. Then Dave Mears, Craig Smith, Bob Dolman, Terry Massingham, Richard Ashworth and Steve Higgins. Race 15, the 350cc solos, a win there for number 33, Richard Smith. Second place to number 82, Barry Powell. Third place, 139, Dave Mears. Fourth place, number 2, Craig Smith. Fifth place, number 16, Bob Dolman. Sixth place, number 213, Terry Massingham. Seventh place, number 58, Richard Ashworth. 8th place, number 6. Steve Higgins. The winner's time was 1 minute and 20 seconds precisely, giving an average speed of 54.72. From the top, 33, 82, 139, 2, 16, 213, 58, 6. 1 minute and 20 seconds, 54.72 miles per hour. Race 16 then more, 350cc shadows at understarters orders. Here they come. Another good start. Tony Davey gets a good start. 170. Mark Taylor leads the pack round there and Jason Handley goes after him. And who's that man come through on the inside? Looks a bit like Paul Cooper, but didn't get the rundown on this race. Who are they then? Here they come. It's Chris Ward. 170. Mark Taylor leads from Jason Handley, from Chris Ward, from Tony Davey. Locked in battle on that front line. Jason Handley wants this 350 title. Antigone goes out with problems. Round the turn they come, and on the inside it is Jason Handley, and on the outside it is Mark Taylor. Mark Taylor chasing after Jason Handley. Jason Handley had a win first time out. He wins business here this afternoon. So does Paul Cooper. It's going to be a cracker, a humdinger here at Tunbridge. Here they come. 95, Jason Handley takes the last lap flag from 170. That's Mark Taylor from Chris Ward. From Clayton Chubb, from Tony Davey. Andy Mellish. Gareth Thomas. Second flag is out. Jason Handley, 2 rides, 2 wins. 170. Mark Taylor in second place, then Chris Ward, a good finish for him. Clayton Chubb, Andy Mellish, Tony Davey, Gareth Thomas. Win there for number 95, Jason Handley. Second place to 170, Mark Taylor. Third place, 61, Chris Ward. Fourth place, number 35, Clayton Chubb. Fifth place, number 17, Andy Mellish. Sixth place, number 3, Tony Davey. Seventh place, 186, Gareth Thomas. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 19.34 seconds, giving an average speed of 55.17 miles per hour. From the top, 95, 170, 61, 35, 17, 3, 186. 1 minute 19.34 seconds, 55.17 miles per hour. After race 20, there'll be some track preparation. After race 20, track preparation. Expecting a little bit of an interval there. Red right, takes line, here they come. Paul Cooper makes the rest of it. Paul Cooper goes down the first straight first, and Lewis Denham is the man who tucks in behind him. Chris Bay is in third. Through on the inside goes Mr. Taylor. Neil Taylor, that is, up into third place. Scorching out on the front line, Paul Cooper, defending champion, means business here this afternoon. We're up in the old Brian Woodcock number of 22 on the Woodcock-sponsored Jawa. It's Paul Cooper that leads from Lewis Denham in second place. From Neil Taylor. Round they come then, fast and furious. Paul Cooper making no mistakes. Lewis Denham doing everything he can to come on terms. Then Mr. Taylor. Then Matt Etherington and Chris Pay. Then Leigh Gayden, who was doing so well when he dropped it in his first ride. Last lap flag, 4:22, Paul Cooper from 81, Lewis Denham, who hasn't given up hope yet. Then 173, Neil Taylor. Then Matt Etherington, Chris Pay, Leigh Gayden, John Shanes. Bringing up the rear is Jack Meredith. Through comes 22, Paul Cooper. He takes the win. From Lewis Denham in second place. From Neil Taylor, Matt Etherington, Chris Pay, Leigh Gayden, John Shanes and Jack Meredith. Race 17, 350cc solos, a win for 22, Paul Cooper. Second place, 81, Lewis Denham. Third place, number 173, Neil Taylor. Fourth place, number 5, Matt Etherington. Fifth place, number 59, Chris Pay. 6th place at 116, Leigh Gayden. 7th place 193, John Shanes. And in 8th place 46, Jack Meredith. The winner's time was 1 minute 17.20 seconds. An average speed of 56.70 miles per hour. 56.70. Memory serving me correct, that's the fastest 350 time of the day. I think that's a warning shot from Paul Cooper. He's had the fastest time of the day in both sets of races. These are the 500cc sidecars. After race 20 we will have track preparation. I don't know if that gives the marshals a time to stand down or not, depends how long it goes on for. These are the 500cc sidecars, the international class of sidecar, doing battle for their British titles this afternoon. This is the thing that gets them recognition in Europe. Where you finish in the British Championship is how you're rated in England and how they rate your chances of riding in Europe. Very important for the 500cc sidecars to do well here this afternoon. No, race change this one, it won't be 15, Dave Higgins, it'll be 11, Keith Drury and Reinhard Schubert. They will be going into this one, place of rider 15, it's 11, Keith Drury and Reinhard Schubert, who got credited with a second place in their first ride. Can't actually see, oh yes I can, there they are, third one in from the right. Right by the starter there. Having trouble getting into gear I think. Trouble with the gearbox. On the line. Understarters orders, everyone's happy. Here they come. Nice even break as they come down the straight here. Number 1, Clive Willis goes into the first turn alongside Lester Goodwin. Lester Goodwin holds the throttle on that little bit longer and forces itself into the lead. So it's Lester Goodwin that leads, Clive Willis in second place. Then I think that was Mike Reed in third. Keith Drury in fourth. Wayne Reed in fifth. Now Wayne Reed had a win first time out and is down in fifth place at the moment, challenging hard with Keith Drury. 69 bringing up the rear there is Scott Francis and Paul Fisher. Well, a big battle on the front line as Lou, oh, whoa, bang, and they crash and they bang and they come round the corner and they're sorting themselves out. We've got 3 Lester Goodwin on the front line. We've got Mike Reed in second, Wayne Reed in third. Wayne Reed goes through into second. Wayne Reed now chases after Lester Goodwin. Clive Willis goes down to fourth after all those bumps and shunts. And, it's all tight stuff through in that corner again as they all been hooked up together, but here they come. It's Lester Goodwin on to the last lap from Wayne Reed, from Mike Reed, from Clive Willis, from Scott Francis. The Keith Drury right at the back there, not looking very happy at all. Round they come then. A little more spread out this time. The checkered flag is out. It's close stuff. Lester Goodwin takes it. Wayne Reed in second. Mike Reed in third. Then Clive Willis. Scott Francis. And Keith Drury.
Look.
500cc sidecars, race 18, a win for number 3, Lester Goodwin and Scott Dunn. Second place to number 56, Wayne Reed and Clive Preston. Third place to number 57, Mike Reed and Mark Thorpe. Fourth place to number 1, Clive Willis and Richard Webb. Fifth place, number 69, Scott Francis and Paul Fisher. And in sixth place, number 11, Keith Drury and Reinhard Schubert. The winner's time was 1 minute 25.89 seconds, an average speed of 50.96 miles per hour. From the top, 3, 56, 57, 1, 69, 11, 1 minute 25.89 seconds, 50.96 miles per hour. Revs rising on the line, I can hear, but they're not under starters orders yet. 500cc sidecars. After the first leg, we had number 72, Sean Harvey, Danny Hogg, number 69, Scott Francis, Paul Fisher, and 56, Wayne Reid, Clive Preston, all on 7 points apiece. Then it was 7, 11 and 57, that's Barry Bennett, Keith Drury and Mike Reid, all on 5 points apiece, all in second places. That was the top ones from the first heats. Sean Harvey, 72, with Danny Hogg in the chair, goes into the first turn first. Hotly pursued by number 4, Simon Beard and Stuart Supple. And Pete Langram, Wayne Colborne. Doing a third place. 72 then, well clear of the rest of the field. From number 4, Simon Beard and Stuart Supple. Then Pete Landrum, Wayne Colborne. Then Paul Moorcock, Jan Cook. Then Rob Wright and Sean Chick. But it's Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg that go for the big one. Sure, Raz's smile is starting to get about half-mast at the moment as the British Championship moves on. Round they come then, hugging the pegs. Very fast indeed, 72. Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg from Simon Beard and Stuart Supple, from Pete Langram and Wayne Colborne. Paul Moorcock and Jan Cook. Robin Wright and Sean Chick. And Tim Phillips, Steve James bringing up the rear. There goes the checkered flag, and Sean Harvey takes a second win from 2 rides here this afternoon. Stuart Supple gets a good second. Pete Langram in third. Paul Moorcock in fourth. Rob Wright in fifth. And Tim Phillips bringing up the rear. In race 19, a win for 72, Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg. Second place to number 4, Simon Beard and Stuart Supple. Third place, number 83, Pete Langram and Wayne Colborne. Fourth place, number 1, 2, 3, Paul Moorcock and Jan Cook. And in fifth place, number 33, Rob Wright and Sean Chick. And in sixth place, number 24, Tim Phillips and Steve James. The winner's time was 1 minute 23.27 seconds, an average speed of 52.57 miles per hour. From the top, 72, 4, 83, 1, 2, 3, 33, 24. 1 minute 23.27 seconds, 52.57 miles per hour. Race 20, we look for Barry Bennett and Steve Ashby. Tony Cook, James Benfield, Chris Salisbury, Gary Hughes. Non-starter Brian Canning, his place being taken, I believe, by 77, Joe Dart. And Mr. Big Browse. Then 143 Keith Richards, Harry Greenwood. And number 2, Nick Radley, in place of Ernie Crouch, full race. Friends rise, here they come, down the straight they go. Nick Radley picks it up down the first straight. Barry Bennett goes on the inside with him. Hell for leather round the first turn, and it's all tight stuff here as Barry Bennett just gets the advantage out of that turn and masters it down the back straight. Nick Radley holding on to second place. Nick Radley a returnee to the 500cc style of Grasstrack racing after a few years layoff, and he's going extremely well here this afternoon. Barry Bennett and Steve Ashby it is that lead. Normally Steve Tong, but I think Steve got hurt in an accident at High Easter a few weeks ago, and Steve Ashby bravely stepping into that saddle. Around they come then. On the inside line we have 7, Barry Bennett and Steve Ashby. We have number 2, Nick Radley and another. Then we've got 41, Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes. 143, Keith Richards. And 10, Tony Cook. Tony Cook, who had a disaster on the start line in the first leg, unable to make up many places here. The last lap flag is out, and Barry Bennett, Steve Ashby lead from Nick Radley, from Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes. 143, Keith Richards still holding on to that 4th spot at the moment from Tony Cook. Joe Dart bringing up the rear. There goes the checkered flag, number 7. Barry Bennett and Steve Ashby take the win from Nick Radley in second place. then Chris Salisbury, Keith Richards, Tony Cook, Joe Dart. Official result in a moment. A win there for number 7, Barry Bennett and Steve Ashby. Second place to number 2, Nick Radley and another. Third place to number 41, Chris Salisbury and Gary Hughes. Fourth place to 143, Keith Richards and Terry Greenwood. Fifth place to number 10, Tony Cook and James Benfield. And in sixth place, 77, Joe Dart and Mick Prowse. The winner's time was 1 minute 27.13 seconds, an average speed of 50.24 miles per hour. Race 21 then, the 250cc solos. Then after 2 legs, 64, David Knowles, and 16, Adam Shipp are on 18 points each. On 15 points is number 70, Gary Wells. On 14 points is 75, Leigh Street. And on 13 points is 62, Syrett. Here they come then, for race 21, and down the first straight they go, and Leigh Street gets the best of it this time. Daniel Slater goes in second place. Look at David Knowles coming through there. David Knowles goes through into second place. He challenges Leigh Street as he goes down the back straight. That man in second place was on maximum points before this ride. He'll want to get past Leigh Street, and here he comes. Very wide though, and Leigh Street tucks up on the inside. Leigh Street holds on to it. David Knowles is fighting away there in second place. Then Daniel Slater, Lee Bartlett and Chris Still. Keep your eyes on that front line as David Knowles comes very fast down that straight behind Leigh Street and through on the inside. He dives through on the inside, but then goes wide, and Leigh Street's already got the motor on and coming through on the inside. It's Leigh Street that's going for it. David Knowles in second place. David Knowles goes through on the inside. Leigh Street then chases. Down the straight they go, and Leigh Street's getting the better of him down that back straight, and it's at Leigh Street again, and now David Knowles again, and David Knowles keeps going wide on the exit of the turn and allowing Leigh Street to come back at him. We've got just one more lap of this epic battle, and it's Leigh Street leading it from David Knowles in second place. Leigh Street out of that turn. David Knowles fights back and scorches down the back straight past him. Who's hungriest? Leigh Street goes for it again. It's Leigh Street at the moment. Now comes David Knowles. This is the battle, the last turn for the last time. The checkered flag is out and Leigh Street takes it. From 64, David Knowles in second place. Then Daniel Slater, Chris Still, Lee Bartlett, Natasha Bartlett and Paul May. Race 21, the 250cc solos. Race 21, the 250cc solos. A win there for 75, Leigh Street. Second place to 64, David Knowles. Third place, number 8, Danny Slater. Fourth place, number 82, Chris Still. Fifth place, number 65, Lee Bartlett. Sixth place, number 3, Craig Wallace. No, that's not, that's Natasha Bartlett, sorry. Sixth place, number 3, Natasha Bartlett. Seventh place, number 12, Paul May. No 8th finisher. The winner's time is 1 minute 23.87 seconds, 52.19 miles per hour. Here comes race 22. Down the straight they go. It is Adam Shipp that leads it. Adam Shipp goes into the first turn. David Knowles' colours have been lowered slightly in that previous race. He was on maximum points. He slipped 2. Can Adam Shipp hold on to that points advantage? They are, of course, sudden death finals this afternoon. So the points will be forgotten about, but you've got to be in the final to win it. Number 16, Adam Shipp, hasn't put a foot wrong all afternoon, hasn't put a tyre tread wrong all afternoon either, and he scorches down that straight. 16, Adam Shipp, the defending champion. 2 years on the trot, he has won this title. Can he have the hat-trick this afternoon? 93, Steve Leigh in second place, then Mark Evans. Nicely spread out, making it easy for us in the commentary box. Those last 2 riders have a ding-dong battle of their own, but the last lap flag is out for Adam Shipp, followed by Steve Leigh, Mark Evans, Richard Lively, Kevin Taylor and Chris Archer. Out of the last turn for the last time. 3 rides, 3 wins. The only man left on maximum points in the 250, it's Adam Shipp, the defending champion. Followed by Steve Leigh, Mark Evans, Richard Lively, Kevin Taylor, Chris Archer. To a win there for number 16, it's Adam Shipp. In second place, it's number 93, Steve Leigh. Third place, number 181, Mark Evans. Fourth place, number 23, Richard Lively. Fifth place, number 126, Kevin Taylor. And in sixth place, number 14, Chris Archer. No 7th or 8th finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 22.31 seconds. An average speed of 53.18 miles per hour. From the top, 16, 93, 181, 23, 126, 14. 1 minute 22.31, 53.18 miles per hour, and here they come for race 23, and down the straight they go. Paul Simmons gets down to the first turn. Colin Howell shows the front wheel in front of that first turn there, and Stevie Syrett it is in second place. Gary Wells in third. Paul Simmons moves up from fourth into third ahead of Gary Wells. Gary Wells fights back. It's all happening in the centre stages. Around they come then. It's Colin Howell that leads. No, through goes on the inside. 62 Stevie Syrett. Colin Howell fights back. Colin Howell riding around the outside of Stevie Syrett. Stevie Syrett suddenly gets the wheels in line and surges forwards, and it is 62 Stevie Syrett leading from 34. Colin Howell, who is right there in second place, putting wheelies out of that turn. Then 70 Gary Wells is in third. Gary Wells goes through to second. Colin Howell drops back to third. And the two link up together, they catch, they touch, but they're okay, and down the straight they go. Colin Howell is back up into second. Stevie Syrett leads it. Stevie Syrett comes up for the last lap flag. Colin Howell goes up on the inside. It's all exciting stuff on this last lap as Colin Howell takes the lead. Stevie Syrett goes with him. Stevie Syrett tries on the outside line. Colin Howell holding on to the lead at the moment. Paul Simmons is in third. Gary Wells in fourth. Here comes the checkered flag, and it's all wide open, but Colin Howell takes it. Stevie Syrett second, then Paul Simmons, then Gary Wells, then Leigh Pitman. Kevin Ball, Matthew Klassen and Mark Collins. Race 23 then, race 23, a win for number 34, that's a good number, Colin Howell. Second place, number 62, Stevie Syrett. Third place, number 31, Paul Simmons. Fourth place, number 70, Gary Wells. Fifth place, number 201, Leigh Pitman. Sixth place, number 198, Kevin Ball. Seventh place, number 196, Matthew Klassen. Eighth place, 305, Mark Collins. The winner's time was 1 minute 24.25 seconds, 51.95 miles per hour. That's 34, 62, 31, 70, 201, 198, 196, 305. 1 minute 24.25 seconds, 51.95 miles per hour. 1000cc left-hand side cars come to do battle. After 2 legs, it was number 25. So it's a round robin, isn't it? Not just straight legs, it's a round robin. And after the second leg of the round robin, 25, Tony Penfold and Carl Bell had 12 points. 142, Terry Nicholas and Michael Raymond had 9 points. 151, Graham Hilt and Colin Clark have 7 points. 8, Paul Grayson and Chris Berwick have 6 points. 123, Billy Penfold and Matt Bygrave have 2 points. 113. Chris Downs and Jim Manklow have 1 point. But Graham Hilton has certainly only had 1 ride. So far, he's out in this one. The Welshman gets underway, but Graham Hilton overtakes him down the first straight and goes into the first turn in first place. It is Graham Hilton and Colin Clark that go through on the inside. They power up that back straight, and the Welshman is right there with them in second place. Graham Hilton looking for another 7-point score here. If he can do that, he'll put himself on 14 points in 2 rides, but he's drifting wide, and Terry Nicholas is right there meaning business. Terry Nicholas is the defending champion. Graham Hilton holding on to it as he comes out of that turn, and he squirts that throttle and pulls a few yards away, but in second place it's Terry Nicholas. Round they come then. One of the boys being looked at funny. Terry Nicholas goes through on the inside of Graham Hilton. Hugh Phipps was the champion. Not here to defend it this afternoon. I knew it was a Welshman. So we will get a brand new British champion here this afternoon, one way or the other. And going out in first place at the moment is Terry Nicholas and Michael Raymond. Graham Hilton and Colin Clark with just one more lap to go. Then it's Paul Grayson and Chris Berwick. Billy Penfold and Matt Bygrave. Round the last turn then, for the last time. 7 points go to 142. Terry Nicholas and Michael Raymond. From 151, Graham Hilton and Colin Clark. Paul Grayson, Chris Berwick. Billy Penfold, Matt Bygrave. Michael Downs, Jim Manklow. And Chris Downs. I've forgotten his passenger change, but he will forgive me, I'm sure. Official result in a moment. Involving his eye at the end of last season has really pretty much ruled him out of racing, and for sure he's there right behind Terry Thorne, do it for Wales. Here they come then, the 350cc solo. Hopefully get a chance to give you the result of the sidecars, but here they come. Bob Dolman goes into the first turn first. Tony Davey was with him, but Bob Dolman sneaks through on the inside and powers it down that back straight. Dave Mears goes out with problems. Bad luck there for Dave Mears. Rode so well in his first race. Somebody else has got problems on the far side, pushes his bike right. 16, Bob Dolman has made his way up into second. Craig Smith is in third, Matt Etherington in fourth, and then Tony Davey, and it's all happening here. 2 rides and 2 wins so far from Mr. Handley. And he's after Bob Dolman, and he goes through past Bob Dolman on the inside as I speak. It is now Jason Handley from Bob Dolman. Jason Handley overlocks and slides on that turn, but Bob Dolman wasn't in a position to make the most of it. It's Jason Handley from Bob Dolman, from Craig Smith, Matt Etherington and Leigh Gayden. Leading out of that turn then, Jason Handley takes the checkered flag for 3 rides and 3 wins this afternoon from Bob Dolman in a good second place. Craig Smith just getting the better of Matt Etherington. Then Leigh Gayden and Tony Davey. Race 24, the sidecars. The 1000cc sidecars was a win for one of 142, Terry Nicholas and Michael Raymond. The second place was 151, Graham Hilton and Colin Clark. Third place was number 8, Paul Grayson and Chris Berwick. Fourth place was number 123, Billy Penfold and Matt Bygrave. Fifth place was 113, Michael Downs and Jim Manklow. And sixth place was number 114, Chris Downs and John Grayson. The winner's time was 1 minute 30.15 seconds and an average speed of 48.55 miles per hour. Race 25, the 350cc solos, was a win for number 95, Jason Handley. Second place to number 16, Bob Dolman. Third place to number 2, Craig Smith. Fourth place to number 5, Matt Etherington. Fifth place to number 116, Leigh Gayden. Sixth place to number 3, Tony Davey. No 7th or 8th finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 17.80 seconds at a speed of 56.26 miles per hour. Race 26, 350cc solos. As they seem to have taken a bit longer this time, let's give those 350s again. Race 25 was 95, 16, 2, 5, 116, 3. 1 minute 17.80, 56.36. Here comes race 26. Way to go down the straight. Paul Cooper's got the best of it. Paul Cooper gets down to the first turn first. And Mr. Taylor goes through on the inside. Paul Cooper winds it up on the outside. It's Paul Cooper back in front as he comes down that back straight. And Paul Cooper's leading, and Mr. Taylor's got time to pull wheelies as he goes down that back straight. 22 then. Paul Cooper and a red flag out. We have a red flag out. Somebody's dropped it, left his bike in the centre of the track, so the red flag comes out, and we'll have to go back and do race 26 all over again to his machine being pushed back to the pits, and he's walking that way as well. Chase Ayer holds up the red flag. The riders are back up at the start line, waiting for the rerun of race 26. 26, the 350 solos, Andy Millish, Paul Cooper, Richard Smith, Mark Taylor, Neil Taylor, Steve Pearce and Gareth Thomas, and don't forget that 33 reads 82 in this race. You see 82, it's really 33. Richard Smith on Chris Still's machine. On the start line then, the starter is happy. He walks away, the train drives, and here they come. There's a cracking start for Paul Cooper from the outside, and Paul Cooper gets down to the first turn first. He throws it sideways, and number 173, Neil Taylor, goes after him, and they scorch out of that first turn, and we have a fall at the back end of the pack. Meanwhile, on the front line, it is Paul Cooper all the way now, and Richard Smith on Chris Still's machine is moving up into second, ahead of Neil Taylor. Neil Taylor's fighting back, Mark Taylor's down in fourth, then Steve Higgins. And it's all happening here this afternoon as they turn round this turn and they wind up the motors. It's 22, Paul Cooper. It's 82, that reads 33, that's Richard Smith. And then it's Neil Taylor, then it's Mark Taylor, then it's Steve Higgins. And then Andy Mellish bringing up the rear. Around the turn they come again then, and 22 Cooper is remaining unbeaten here this afternoon. He's on maximum points in this 350cc class. He is the favourite to take it this afternoon, but anything can happen in these sudden death finals that we have on this event this afternoon. Out comes the checkered flag then, and 22 Paul Cooper takes a little look over his shoulder. Richard Smith it is in second place, then Neil Taylor, then Mark Taylor. Then 17, Andy Mellish, and number 6, Steve Higgins. 3 in a row for number 22, Paul Cooper. Second place to number 33, Richard Smith. Third place to 173, Neil Taylor. Fourth place to 170, Mark Taylor. Fifth place to number 17, Andy Mellish. Sixth place to number 6, Steve Higgins. No other finishers, 1 minute 15.68 seconds, 57.84 miles per hour. Race 27 on the line. 3 to go, and here they come down the first straight. And it's Chris Pay that gets down to the first turn first. Chris Pay leads out of that first corner, and Lewis Denham goes by on the inside. Lewis Denham picks it up down the back straight. Memory serves me correct, he's had 2 second places so far this afternoon, and now he's out in front, and as the day goes on he's obviously getting better, and we have a faller on that turn. Not sure who it was, but Lewis Denham leads. Chris, then Terry Massingham. We have a red flag. That race being stopped, and have to go back to the start and do it all again. We look for Jack Meredith, Richard Ashworth, Chris Ward, Lewis Denham, John Stewart, get John Shanes, he's out as the cause of the stoppage. Terry Massingham, Andy Gomm, and Chris Pay. Once again, my apologies to Hugh Phillips. He, of course, is the current British champion. We'll get a new champion today. Courtesy of Hugh's Smile Conference. Here comes the 350cc riders down the straight they go, and Chris Pay gets there. No, Andy Gomm takes it on the first turn. Andy Gomm, Lewis Denham comes through into second and past Andy Gomm into first place, and he's away. 81, Lewis Denham will now, I feel, be untouchable in this race. Chris Pay's having to go at Andy Gomm. Andy Gomm goes wide. Chris Pay comes through on the inside, and it's 81, Lewis Denham that leads. From Chris Pay, who's gone wide, and Andy Gomm comes back at him. And then it is Terry Massingham. And problems for Lewis Denham. The bike stops, and Lewis Denham cruises off the course. 261, Andy Gomm now leads from Chris Pay, from Terry Massingham. Problems there for Lewis Denham. Don't know if he's going to run all the way round with it, or just in the middle. In the middle. I'm glad about that, because he'd have to run around for 2 laps if he wanted to finish. But no, he's still running. 261, Andy Gomm from 59, Chris Pay. he's going to try and get 3 from 4, and that'll be good. If he can do it. There goes the checkered flag for Andy Gom and Chris Pay. Lewis Denham. Down the... He's got enough in. So there's no stopping this youth, is there? I could do with him with a set of jump leads, I think. Dad's coming across the track. I think he'll walk across the track to the start line. Hopefully they're in time to catch the bike. Lewis Denham, get ready with that big clap and round of applause. There's Dad, look, on the spot, waiting for that machine. What a man, he didn't just push it round there, he ran all the way. How desperate's that for a British title? Does he want it bad? Race 27, a win for number 261, 261, Andy Gom. Second place, number 59, Chris Pay. Third place to number 58, Richard Ashworth. Fourth place to number 61, Chris Ward. Fifth place to number 213, Terry Massingham. In sixth place, number 46, Jack Meredith. And in seventh place, number 81, Lewis Denham. No eighth finisher. The winner's time was 1 minute 23.38 seconds, 52.5 miles per hour. From the top, 261, 59, 58, 61, 213, 46, 81. 1 minute 23.38 seconds, 52.5 miles per hour.